Have made another trade. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation, Dodgers Dugout Live trade deadline special. We're breaking it down next. Will the Dodgers make another move? Does Andrew Friedman have a big move in him? We are 30 minutes away until the deadline. So let's break it all down next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade! We got it, Parade! The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series! Ohtani starts the 50-50 club! Monkey magic! Friedman hits the ball to right field! She is gone! Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the MLB trade deadline special 2025. We are 30 minutes away until the deadline. We're going to know the roster, but then what Alex Call does is he makes it where you're not having to pay deadline level prices. You're not having to play deadline level prices, and you don't have to overpay like we're seeing what the Padres are doing, or the Yankees, or the Blue Jays, or teams out there that are chasing the Dodgers, quite frankly. And I think that this could go down as a sneaky, really, really good move. Just like I think that Broxton goes down as a sneaky, really good move, where you get guys that on the surface, yeah, they might be a little rough around the edges, but when you get them into your organization and you can implement what you want into their games, then yeah, absolutely, you can get value. I mean, Alex Call is not a superstar. He never will be a superstar. I mean, this year alone, he has 3 home runs, right? He's not a guy that hits for a lot of power as far as leaving the yard, but still, he can help this team. I know a lot of Dodgers fans out there, they want to see bigger names. You want to see Mason Miller on the Dodgers. Well, the Padres, AJ Preller, he's the guy that's spending big. He's the guy that is giving up major prospects, giving up Leo DeVries, the 3rd best prospect in baseball, for a reliever, right? And only time will tell which of these moves will ultimately pay dividends and help a team get over the top. But right now, the Dodgers are kind of doing what they have told you they were going to do. They have made it very clear that they hate buying at the deadline. They've made it very clear that they feel good about the roster that they have. Brandon Gomes has already said that he thinks that the 2025 Dodgers can be better than the 2024 Dodgers. Well, when your GM is saying that weeks leading up to the deadline, then you see the way the market has played out, where there's just so much competition. You've got big markets, big teams that have veterans and stars in their primes that are ready to win. This should not come as a surprise. But I still think that Alex Call is a nice move. It really is. You give 2 guys to get them, 2 guys that you're not going to lose sleep over, pitchers that are high upside. But at the end of the day, those 2 guys aren't going to help the Dodgers this year. So that is where they're at as far as adding an outfielder. And as far as adding a pitcher, we did a live about Brock. He's back, the Brock star. He, on our tier list, was right there on the B range. And for him, really just about the injuries, right? I mean, Brock Stewart has really been lights out this year for the Minnesota Twins, right behind Johan Duran and Griffin Jacks. He's been right in that mix. But I think the difference between him is you're looking at a 1-for-1 James Outman swap. James Outman was going to do nothing in this organization because they just did not view him in that light. They did not see a future with him in this organization. So they went out there and they got something for something that they were not going to use. And because of that, you have to look at that as a positive deal. And look, I know that you want to see the Dodgers go out there and win the deadline. You want to see the Dodgers go out there and get the biggest names available. And we've seen big names move, right? We've seen Mason Miller go to the Padres. The Padres have just gone crazy. And we're going to talk about AJ Preller in a little bit. AJ Preller has been cooking. We'll see if that's going to hurt him down the line. I think he's made some smart moves. I know Dodgers fans are saying, oh, look at Mason Miller's stats versus Brock Stewart's stats. I mean, first and foremost, they're not facing the same batters in the same situation, right? I mean, Mason Miller is a really, really high upside, explosive, talented, potentially superstar in this league. And you have to give up a top prospect to get a guy like that. And that was already a really good bullpen for San Diego. And the fact that you are not trading out of that bullpen anymore and you are keeping that bullpen intact with Robert Suarez and the rest of that group. We saw that team last year with the Padres, they basically were 3 runs away from beating the Dodgers last year in the NLDS. They were a bad Manaea start a couple years ago from beating the Phillies. I mean, they're right on the cusp of, hopefully for their sake, turning the corner. I still believe in the Dodgers roster over them. So let's check the X machine. We'll continue to break down the move for Alex Call. The Angels have been active. Looks like they made the last move. They got Oswald Peraza. Interesting. So he's a prospect that they're really high on. Of course, Volpe ultimately ends up as their shortstop. But really the big piece right now that could still be moved would be Steven Kwan. Ken Rosenthal, he said that the Dodgers, they have been talking to them, but it doesn't feel like something is going to materialize. So we'll see. I mean, I think when you look at where this roster sits right now, the fact that Mile Conforto has been a lot better over the last month and that guys are getting healthy. Yeah, I mean, look, Steven Kwan, I don't think is going to be the difference whether or not the Dodgers win or lose a World Series. But if we're being completely honest about this, the teams that are hunting the Dodgers are being hunted. They're being chased. And those teams have all gotten better. The Padres, the Mets, both added top-tier relievers. The Phillies, top-tier reliever in Duran. So we know that this is a Dodgers team that when you go up against explosive pitchers that have triple-digit heat in a postseason game, it's not easy to hit leverage arms. So clearly they view that as, okay, that's the way that we can attack this Dodgers team. But I really go look at Alex Call's Baseball Savant page and compare it to Steven Kwan's, and you will see, hey, wait a second. I mean, if you're blindfolded, there's a lot of similarities there. And also, too, another thing about it, when you just look at his fan graphs, he's got a couple option years left. And when you got multiple option years and you got team control, then that gives you that flexibility. And we know that Kike Hernandez has still been dealing with that elbow injury and that he's trying to work his way back. So this team needed some pieces to really work the margins of their roster. Tommy Edman dealing with an injury, Ha-Seong Kim dealing with an injury. So it's definitely a move that I think addresses that and raises the floor. I don't know if it raises the ceiling that much. I'm not going to go out here and tell you that a piece of silver is a piece of gold or anything like that. But I do think that it's something that is a very Andrew Friedman move. It really, really is. It really is. And I think that what we were seeing from Andrew Friedman during this deadline is he's getting back to being Andrew Friedman. I think in the offseason, he kind of went against what has truly made him the best president of baseball operations, in that you don't see him go out there and give relievers $50, $60, $70 million deals. And his way of getting back at that is saying, hey, I'm going to get a Brock Stewart, a guy that can strike out guys at a high clip, that has really good stuff and can dominate right-handed hitters, but I'm not going to give you a top 10 prospect. I'm going to get value, address my needs, but I'm not going to get fleeced. I mean, you look at the Padres, it's like, who knows? A couple years, we could say they fleeced themselves in a deal. But let's go to the chat, guys. What is your take right now on the Dodgers trade deadline moves that they've made? Not the sexiest deadline, not the biggest names, not a lot of names, quite frankly, that they were attached to at any point, but that is what the Dodgers do. This is such a Dodgers deadline. It really is. Them acquiring players that, yeah, there's been whispers. We've talked Brock Stewart, but no one was talking about Alex Call. Okay, let's be honest here. You might remember Alex Call from when they played the Dodgers a little bit in the last couple of years, but we got a $4.99 super chat. To depend on injured players and holding on to prospects ain't it. Padres are standing toe-to-toe with the Dodgers and have the team to take us out, SMH. Look, the truth is, holding on to prospects never got you a World Series, but I don't think it's necessarily that. I think that let's take a look at it, all right? So the Duran thing, we can kind of get past that. The Phillies end up giving up 2 top 6 prospects, a pitcher that at one point could be a frontline starter, a catcher that's only 18 that has a ton of upside. So in that move, would you give up Rushing and Jackson Ferris for a reliever in Duran? No. I told you I loved Duran. He was my guy, but I didn't want to give up Don Rushing, right? You just don't give up a premium catching prospect that has the potential to be a multi-time All-Star for a reliever in Duran that used to throw 104.5 miles per hour that's now throwing a little over 100 miles per hour. And that typically is a ticking time bomb for pitchers, right? Whenever you see the velocity go down, you got a couple years of that. And then you look at the Mason Miller deal. I mean, the Mason Miller deal is one that, I can tell you last night, the Dodgers, they were in on Mason Miller. They definitely were. Like, they definitely wanted Mason Miller, right? But the Padres ultimately gave up Leo DeVries, right? And when you give up a guy like that, the number 3 prospect in all of baseball, I mean, DeVries, just go look at his potential. And the truth is, I mean, look at some shortstops in the past that have been busts. Most of these guys at their very best will be everyday big leaguers, but DeVries definitely Leo definitely has a lot of that potential. And for the Dodgers to match that, you really would have to have included even more top-level prospects where Josue DePaula wouldn't even be just enough to get you that. So Mason Miller under team control through 2029, high-velocity guy. The Dodgers will have to deal with him, but I'm actually fine that they didn't go out there and do that for him. I really am. I mean, I think at that point, at the very least, if you're the Padres, you say to yourself, we did get a guy that could have potentially ended up on the Dodgers. And if you're the Dodgers, you could say to yourself, hey, we drove up the price for a pitcher that we don't know is going to, A, stay healthy for the duration of his team control, and B, like, he's a reliever, right? At the end of the day, a superstar reliever, no doubt about that. But I think it's the move the Padres should have made, though. Like, let's just be honest. Like, AJ Preller, he would trade his own children to try to get big-time players. Like, he just would do that, right? I mean, hey, you could have more children, right? And what he's been able to do is replenish that farm system. I mean, everyone talks about, oh, they lost James Wood, they lost Mackenzie Gore, they lost CJ Abrams. Would that core intact make the Padres a top 10 team right now with the additions that they made? No, absolutely not, right? The Padres, even though they parted ways with prospects, they still have been able to, A, replenish prospects and get guys back that they can use in deals, and 2, still maintain competitive in the same division as the best organization in baseball. So, look, I mean, my whole take on AJ Preller, he's like a fan that calls into a post-game show that actually gets the job to run the team that he's mad about. And he just makes all these deals and tries to solve all their problems. But we'll see if it works out for them. I think this is good for the Dodgers in the long run. You got a 3-game lead in the division. You also have a team of the Padres that's chasing you. You don't want to get complacent. You want to be competitive. I'll never forget Tyson Gay saying about Usain Bolt that his job, that God put him on this planet to make Usain Bolt run faster. The Padres make the Dodgers play better. They truly do. But let's see what else is going on down below in the chat. We've got less than 15 minutes away from the deadline. Right now, Dustin May, still a Dodger. Stephen Kwan, still a Guardian. Alex Call a Los Angeles Dodger. Alex Call is a Dodger. Let's dive more into Call. Anything breaks. Let's check the X machine. Let's see. We got Ken Rosenthal. Ken Rosenthal tweeting out just now. Source confirmed Royals acquire Bailey Falter from the Pirates. Okay. All right. Yeah. Where's all this Dodgers are ruining baseball thing, by the way? I haven't heard much about that. But let's see. Stephen Kwan. Anything about Stephen Kwan? He's the biggest piece, really, that we know about that has been moved. I see you guys want my take on Carlos Correa. Yeah, they were cheating on each other, and then now they're back together. We'll talk about that. Yeah, so the latest on Stephen Kwan is Ken Rosenthal's report saying that it's not seen as particularly likely that the Guardians are going to trade him. So at least right now, unless the Dodgers come up with a massive, massive package to trade for Kwan, it appears that it might not happen. Hey, we never know. I mean, look, Jack Flaherty, that was a deal that happened after the buzzer, right? So we got to wait till we get to that 3:00 Pacific buzzer. We got to wait until everything happens. Padres making more moves. Ken Rosenthal tweeted just now. Padres.
No way. Oh,
yeah, how awesome is this?
Oh, Doug. Also, what you say? There's another update. But you say yours first.
Oh yeah. No, what were you gonna say? Here we go.
John-
Dustin May. Dustin May
To the Red
Dustin
Sox.
May to the Red Sox. What? How can you give up Dustin May? No, but Dustin. Breaking news. Jeff Passan is tweeted. The Boston Red Sox are acquiring right-hander Dustin May from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Sources tell ESPN. So we'll wait on the return. If you're thinking this is going to be some 1-for-1 with Jarren Duran, well, that's not going to be the case. But who knows? But right now we know Dustin May has been traded. He is a Boston Red Sox, and that is the team that he faced last in their start. I mean, Alex Bregman hit that home run off of him. Big Red going to the Red Sox. And as I kind of been talking about on this show is like, look, I mean, I would have said, hey, let's keep Dustin May. You want to make sure that you want to make sure that you have that depth. And if a starting pitcher goes down, you want that. But Jared, let's see, the comments. I need Duran. If we get Jarren Duran, that's going to be insane. Of course, that would require top prospects attached to Dustin May, of course, which I don't particularly see. But the truth about Dustin May and kind of what I've been saying on the show too is, look, I mean, would you want to rely on a experiment? This team's window, we got it. Did someone say something? Oh,
we had someone sneeze. God bless you.
Oh, my bad. I don't know what I heard. I heard someone say, that's our great producer, Robert.
You heard someone say, Stephen Kwan to Dodgers.
Yeah. No, I don't know what I heard, but it was a very, very loud sneeze. So D May to the Red Sox. And look, when you put pen to paper on some of these roster crunch bullpen pieces and the rotation, at the end of the day, it was going to be very difficult to see Dustin May in that bullpen. It was just for the simple fact that they feel good about what for who?
Oh, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. It's a big move. It's a big move.
And Dustin May, a guy that I had his back. I had his back on this show. And I guess maybe Legends Attic can have Brock Stewart do the signing that day. Noel, because he had a thing lined up, didn't they?
Or it could be a nice way to thank the community for him. I think he'll still go.
But he won't be. He'll be on the road. Like he'll be with his team. You know what I mean? Won't it?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, maybe he can fire up the jet. No, he can fire up the jet. He can fire up the jet.
Private jet.
He can fire up the jet. I'm not mad at that. But
what if it's a day off?
If it's a day off. If it's a day off, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't. Maybe Red Sox can want it, but yeah. So that's what we got so far. Sports cards, report cards, 199. DMAC working hard on this trade deadline day. Maxwell, Mathewson, if Kwan goes to the Dodgers, do the shoey. If Kwan goes to the Dodgers, I can't even tell you what I'm going to do. If the Dodgers get anyone that I wanted I mean, look, I feel great about this team either way. I do think that one thing that the moves tell you about the other teams is how good they think the Dodgers are, to be honest with you. But let's continue to look at this. Here we go. Oh, by the way, Nestor Cortez is going to the Padres.
Yeah, that's what you were going to say before.
Yeah, Nestor Cortez.
So that just offsets everything else they've done, right? Like that cancels all the other trades they've made.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Especially, I mean, he's going to live close to Freddie Freeman. He's going to hate that. Nestor Cortez to the Padres and Dustin May. So Dustin May, I mean, look, there was a world where D-May, you put him in the bullpen. He doesn't have to face the lineup multiple times. The velocity trends up on the fastball. He's lost a couple miles per hour on that heater, and you go with that. You go with that sweeper, and you feel good about it. But look, I think that at the end of the day, for me, having Dustin May back, as I pointed out last week, was not about him going to the bullpen. It was more about just having depth in the event that these starters go down like we saw last season. I don't think this team is in a position where you experiment with the starter going on as a reliever. But some more moves. We've got Rangers close to acquiring reliever Phil Maton. Sources tell The Athletic.
If you want to pop your tweet, your home feed on, we can pop it up for everybody to watch.
It's all good because the sound goes off in my thing. Yeah, that's why. Did you see I had a news feed?
Oh, you did?
That? You didn't hear that? I had an NBC4 news feed about a car crash, and they're talking about the tsunami at the beginning of the show. That's why I was throwing off a little bit.
That's insane.
It was crazy. So I was like, you know what? Let's experiment. We'll do a dry run before next time, Noel. That's on me.
It's all good.
That's completely on me. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely will. All right, guys. Exciting times either way. Dustin May, 16 home runs given up this year. I just didn't want to see that in the postseason out of the pen. As a depth piece, if guys go down, fine. But the Dodgers are basically Ross Striplinging him. They're doing him a solid, going to send him to a team where he can get some more starts and then he can enter free agency. I see him signing like a $10 million deal in the offseason, possibly to reestablish that market, maybe a 1+1. But I got to learn everything about newest Dodger, Alex Call. We talked a lot about James Outman. We'll talk some more about that. We'll continue to break down this deadline, but down below in the chat, you know what we're gonna give away? I'm gonna give away a black Dodgers Nation hat. I just got a new shipment, Noel.
Nice.
We can't sell them.
There we go.
But I'm gonna give one away. This is the Dodgers Dugout Live. I don't know if you guys want one, but the black Dodgers Nation one, we're gonna give one away on this show to a comment of the show. Whoever can guess what the Dodgers will do for the rest of the way, and whoever the first to get it. If it's Quan, I'm pretty sure we'll get the first one. We'll scroll up. But I love it. Alex Call, incredible stuff. We'll try to get him on the show. But yeah, we're gonna recap the entire thing. James Outman is gone. Dustin May is gone. A lot of these Dodgers that we thought, hey, they could have been a part of this team's future moving forward. Who we got? Let's go. Okay, the chat's firing up.
It's going crazy. I'm getting all these good ones in for you, but yeah, people are going crazy. We got a nice little super chat right here.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Drop the chat down below. So that we got to see who the Dodgers are giving up and who they're trading. All these Jose Caballero to the Yankees, but Dustin May, who made his last start as a Dodger against the Red Sox, is going to Boston in a deal. If it's just him by himself, don't expect a lot in return. He was a negative WAR player, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to tweet at him something, Noel, like congratulating him.
Bando. You got to.
Yeah, I gotta tweet at him his congratulations. It was for him having his time with the Dodgers. Dustin made a Quan. We got some more people. What do you guys give the Dodgers deadline so far? A, B, C, D, or F? Let me know down below. What do you got for this Dodgers trade deadline? Because not the flashiest names, not the sexiest names, not the biggest names out there, but have they addressed some needs? They absolutely have. AJ Preller's like, I need the brand names. Give me Ramon Laureano. Ryan O'Hearn. They're absolutely going insane. I'm going to save my thoughts on AJ Preller until after the deadline, guys. We're going to do a long show after the show recapping. I see. What do you see?
Oh my God. Look at all the grades coming in, Doug.
What are you seeing?
You got D, F, C, a lot of D's, a lot of B's, a lot of C's. There's a big fat F in there. Someone said they graded meh, D- and a bruh.
Wow.
People are not happy.
People are not happy with you guys are like, what is Andrew Friedman cooking? What is Andrew Friedman cooking? Is it top ramen or is it filet mignon? I see some D's. I see a B-. This chat would explode if we got Jarren Duran, by the way. Just want to point out. This chat would explode if we. By the way, I'm always iffy on the using we. I don't play for the Dodgers, but I am a we guy. Okay? And we got to just use that. Okay, so a lot of Fs. I like Ds. D stands for Dodgers, but not in this case. AF, waiting for the buzzer. Yeah, absolutely. We saw last year. It was about the buzzer. At the buzzer, pencils down. We got Jack Flaherty. Let's see here. Okay, let's read some chats down below because the chat's so explosive that it's tough to even keep up with this. But lots of D's, lots of B's, lots of C's. See what else we got. Got an update. Phil Maton to the Rangers. So another reliever, kind of B grade-ish reliever. He's moving. Lots of relievers getting moved. Is anyone set A so far? Because I'm going to give you the pros and cons of this deadline. And we're going to talk about Brock Stewart coming back into the fold and kind of what that means. James Alvin being gone. Dustin May going to Boston. Maybe we'll get into the Dustin May story a little bit later. As far as just him being a great Dodger that persevered, overcome a lot of tough times. I mean, he's a guy that went through some stuff, and he's getting another chance. But here we go. We got 1
minute.
1 minute. 1 minute. I think, I don't know. Come on, give us at least give us to what we got. At least give us the return for Dustin May. What did they trade? What did they get in return for D May? Stephen Kwan still not dealt. Jarren Duran is still a Red Sox. A lot of the big names did move. Mason Miller, Padre. Johan Duran, Philly. D-Mac, I love D's no 199. Sorry. I mean, it's my favorite letter. D's my favorite letter. It is. D for Doug. D for Dodgers. I love D's. All right. All right, guys. All right. $5. D-Mac Lexi's. Sneaky Panda. What's up, Sneaky Panda? Sneaky Panda gets mad at me, by the way, Noel.
Why?
Because sometimes I don't read his super chats.
Oh.
Can you explain to him why though? Because sometimes I don't have my producer doing it with me, so I can't check.
Yeah,
but
in the post game show, sometimes Doug goes solo from the pad, so it's a little hard, but we'll try our best.
Yeah, we'll get. I think that's another. That calls for another job for my man.
It's 3
o'clock. So we wait. Anything breaking? The deadline is here.
Looks like a Yankees.
The Yankees are getting Camilo Doval.
Oh my God.
Another massive reliever trade.
Oh my God.
Camilo Doval. Where's Gavin Lux? Where's Cody Bellinger when we need him? Wow. The Yankees. See, the interesting thing about the Yankees, they traded for Devin Williams and he hasn't worked out. So like, you know what? Screw it. Let's get some more guys. Dodgers signed Tanner Scott, leads the league in 7 saves. They're like, we're going to just go with Brock Stewart and hope things work out. It's over. All right, let's see. Anything else? Is the MLB trade store closed? Alex Call, Brock Stewart. Man, yesterday we were talking about Stephen Kwan and Jarren Duran, and here we go. Yankees get that. I think that's the buzzer beater.
Yeah.
I think that's the big Tyrese Halliburton buzzer beater is Camilo Doval, which is a big move. I mean, SF. Okay, so we're getting some news now of the moves that were not made. John Morosi tweeting, source, Nats did not trade Mackenzie Gore. So Mackenzie Gore staying in Washington. Okay, Alden Gonzalez. He did say that he doesn't think the Dodgers are going to acquire a starting pitcher. I mean, we've been on that. I mean, I think that's been pretty obvious for a while now. You got enough guys coming back. Jeff Passan, nothing. I think, Noel, I want to see like an official tweet from the MLB account. Maybe like the commissioner should tweet something like, pencils down. No moves are going to be made.
No moves will be made after
Oh,
this.
we go. Wait. We got breaking. The Tampa Bay Rays are acquiring right-handed reliever Griffin Jax. Sources tell ESPN.
Wow.
So another top-level reliever on multiple years of team control is moving. Charlie Morton is going to the Tigers per source. News is still coming in. Trades are still being reported. There was some talk that Charlie Morton to the Dodgers, some whispers of that. And I was like, ugh. Any 2017 trash throw, I don't want on my team. By the way, all you Dodgers fans that wanted Correa on this team, now how do you feel now he's back on the trash throws, right? Those cheaters go. Oh, Blue Jays acquiring Luis Varland from the Twins per sources, tells The Athletic. So that's where we're at right now with that. We'll wait and see. I mean, who could it be? I mean, at the very least, we need to know what the return was for Dustin May. And
Any predictions, Doug?
I think that it's going to be something very minimal. I think it's going to be. I mean, you look at their roster, unless the Dodgers. So if Jeff Passan said Dustin May and rushing and Alex Freeland, other prospects, then I would say maybe Jarren Duran could have been a possibility. But the fact that you already traded for Outfielder and Alex Call. And yes, he does have some options. It makes me believe that it's going to be a lower level type of prospect that they're getting in return. Someone they're using to kind of replenish those prospects in the farm system. I got some more info on the guys they got yesterday in that Hunter Fiducia trade. Some exciting stuff, but I don't expect anything big. I mean, the truth about Dustin May is he's thrown more innings than he's ever had this year. He's a player that has had a negative WAR season. So, and he's also on an expiring contract. It's not like he's under multiple years of team control. He's a pure rental. Some more comments down below. Defa D grade. We're going to do another grade sweep. Going to talk some James Outman. We're going to talk some more moves. Let's keep it's F5 season, ladies and gentlemen. So Griffin Jax, another reliever that the Dodgers have been linked to, ends up with Tampa Bay. And I think big takeaway from that is, do you get Griffin Jax because Pete Fairbanks is on the team? Because, I mean, Pete Fairbanks was the guy that I was hoping last night you go after, and there's no guarantees that they would move him because the Rays are still in the mix, but he does have one more year of team control. So maybe does Griffin Jax come in there because you got a guy under more team control? So Pete Fairbanks is more expendable, or is it no, we're going for it and we're just adding more relievers? So what we need to see right now is a tweet. Let me text some people to see if the Dodgers are done too. But we need a tweet right now that makes it official that the Dodgers are done. Let's see. But Dustin May to the Boston Red Sox. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Mackenzie Gore stays put despite interest from the Reds. Jose Caballero. Let's see here. Are the Dodgers done? There we go. Man, Camilo Doval to the Giants. Let's see. Man, that Dodgers broke some fools last year. Dodgers broke some fools last couple of years. A lot of this spending is, I think, got to beat those Dodgers. Padres and Yankees being ultra aggressive at this deadline. Let's see. Camilo Doval. Man. Let's see. D for deflating. Ouch. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Yeah, Camilo Doval. I mean, he's still really good. He really is. I mean, he still is going to help that team out. He's not as good as he was back in 22 and 23, but man, he is still good. 3.09 ERA on the year. It feels like the Dodgers are done. It feels like we just need to find out what it was for Dustin May. Surprised it's taking this long. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. Anything else you see in Noel?
And nothing. That Stephen Kwan stays in Cleveland official.
My mom texted me they traded May just like you wanted in a blue heart emoji. I don't want to trade Dustin May. It's
The blue heart emoji is crazy.
Come on. Once a Dodger, always a Dodger, man. Yeah, here we go.
Dodgers will get James Tibbs III in return from the Boston Red Sox for Dustin May. Bobby Nardai just tweeted that.
There you go. James Tibbs III. So that is the latest for that. Robert Murray also tweeted, Los Angeles Dodgers are acquiring outfielder prospect James Tibbs III from the Boston Red Sox. According to a source familiar with the deal, Tibbs was acquired by the Red Sox from the Giants in the Rafael Devers trade. So just as I suspected, right? I mean, you just weren't going to get someone big for him. I mean, that's just not how it would work unless you want to attach other prospects. I think now it's clear Jarren Duran is staying with the Red Sox. Let's see what the Red Sox farm system has right now as far as their top 30, where he's at. Let's go. We've got, honestly, James Tibbs III. That's their fifth highest ranked prospect. He's currently in Double-A. He's 22 years old, 6 feet tall, 201 pounds. James Tibbs III from the Boston Red Sox. So not a top 100 prospect, but honestly, that's a pretty sweet deal because Dustin May to the Dodgers was not going to do anything, right? He wasn't going to be a part of their rotation unless there were multiple, as Bob Nightingale told us, catastrophic injuries. And the likelihood of him being in that bullpen if everyone was healthy was very slim as well. So you get James Tibbs III, a player that the Red Sox weren't that invested in just because he was in return for the Rafael Devers deal from the Giants. So all in all, that was I think a solid deal because you weren't going to get a lot for Dustin May. Let's not forget Dustin May on the season. I think you could say Dustin May on the year, as far as how many innings he pitched, where he was at, like how he ranked among big league starters. Dustin May on the year, let's see where D May was at as far as just like overall production, and you weren't going to get a lot. So Dustin May definitely is the best thing about him. I think you what did I say the whole year about Dustin May? I said Dustin May was going to be this year's James Paxton, and James Paxton was a guy that the Dodgers signed, and then where did James Paxton get traded? To the Red Sox. So it's almost identical, right? Dustin May is getting traded to the Red Sox just like James Paxton was last year. And then the Dodgers, they're in a position where it does feel, Noel, be on the lookout for any, if you do me a huge favor, anyone's saying that the Dodgers are done. I mean, we're already at 309 now. I think it's barring something explosive. I think we got the Flaherty news pretty close within that first 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm not expecting a ton here. I mean, this is it looks like we're right towards the end here. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. So yeah, I mean, of the qualified pitchers this year that threw a minimum of 100 innings, Dustin May was the 64th out of 82 pitchers, right? As far as just kind of overall production. So you're not losing much there, and you're getting something in return that you can develop. But that looks like that's pretty much it. It really does. I mean, we're gonna spend a lot of time breaking this down. We're gonna go in depth. We're gonna learn everything there is to learn about Alex Call, and we're gonna talk some more Brock Stewart. Sure, he was happy to be back, but let's check the phones, man. We just got to get the final, man. We got to know, like, is this gonna be like a Marvel movie, where it's like the end credit scene, and then we get something like
the mid credit scene. Yeah,
we get something like that. Like, do you feel something? Because I don't feel anything, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. This just it feels like once they saw what the prices were like, they weren't gonna go in there and overspend.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, hey, we have a lot of expensive things, and we trust that the guys I think that's the big thing that people are kind of failing to kind of mention is that they just have a lot of confidence in the guys they have on this roster. And they have a lot of confidence not only in their performance, but in their ability to get back healthy and stay healthy. So let's see. It does feel like we can call it a deadline here. Just to kind of recap where we're at, Dodgers They traded for Brock Stewart for the Minnesota Twins. They gave up James Outman. Outman, we know, just did not have a role on this team, did not have a spot on this team for their future, and they did not have to dip in to any prospects of value for their future, for their present, or anything. James is out, man, when it comes to the Dodgers, but I think he's in a good situation for him in Minnesota. So I think great deal for Brock Stewart. So I think there's a couple things that can be true here. Value-wise, they got Brock Stewart for nothing. Value-wise, they got Alex Call for basically nothing. They gave up Dustin May, and they got something of value in return. So basically, the Dodgers are out here saying, dude, this is ridiculous. We are not overpaying for a Steven Kwan. We are not overpaying for a Mason Miller. And even if they were willing to give up DePaula and rushing for Miller, we saw what the Padres gave up, the third best prospect in baseball. So we got a 999 super chat. Trading D-May was stupid. What if Roki doesn't come back? Even with Snell coming back right now, we only have 4 starters. Shohei's not there yet. Dodgers making dumb moves, of course. That's from Jason over there. It's a pretty hot take. And my response to that is everything that was done at the deadline was through the prism of the postseason. And what I mean by that is you mentioned 4 starters. That's all the Dodgers need in the postseason. And right now, those 4 starters are clear. Blake Snell, he's coming back this Saturday. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has pitched like a Cy Young contender all year. Tyler Glasnow, little rocky last start, but for the most part, since returning from injury, he looks like an ace. And then Shohei Ohtani. So that's your 4. Let's not forget Clayton Kershaw. Let's not forget Emmet Sheehan. They're fine as far as starting pitchers go. My number one concern about what the Dodgers did or did not do at the deadline is all about the bullpen. The Dodgers didn't have to trade for Alex Call, and I still think that this team would have the bats to win the World Series. Certainly, there's no doubt about that. They have the firepower. If the guys they have perform like we've seen them do it throughout their careers here, you can get 4 or 5 runs a game and have those big innings you need. But there's just a lot of question marks about the guys in that bullpen right now. And they brought in a guy where for a 15, 30-minute stretch after the trade today was that the deal wasn't finalized for Brock Stewart because the Dodgers were kind of mulling over his medicals. So let's not forget that as well. And Brock Stewart is a guy that hasn't pitched more than 40 innings. And yes, he has been really good. And we broke it all down earlier. 39 games, 34 innings. He has a 2.38 ERA, a 1.81 ERA plus, 41 strikeouts, a 29.5 strikeout rate, 7.9% walk rate. And the biggest thing too, if you've lived through watching this bullpen all season, you've seen this bullpen give up leads. You've seen their top guy in Tanner Scott blow 7 games. He leads Major League Baseball with 7 blown saves. Brock Stewart has blown a game this year, has blown a lead this year exactly 1 time. 1 time has he blown a lead this season. So that's something that is encouraging for sure. But I'll be honest with you. There is a world where Brock Stewart is either kind of like Michael Kopech adjacent, Evan Phillips level effective. Because the truth is, it's not like he's just a 1-year wonder, right? Brock Stewart has actually done it for a couple of years now. He really, really has. I mean, he has been a really, really solid pitcher for a pretty long stretch at this point. And this season, he's really good too. But I'm concerned about just the injuries for sure. We got love this show, D-Mac. What did we get for Dustin May? If we did end up tossing in Don Rushing with May to get Durant, who is our backup catcher? Yeah, it doesn't seem like they did that. Okay, so who is their backup catcher? Well, they just made a deal for a backup catcher by letting one go. So that is the deal that they made. They added Ben Rortved. That's an interesting one. I love that move because you free Hunter Fiducia And Rortvedt is a guy that basically can just do what Hunter Fiducia did at the minor league level, but you're also doing a guy solid. And then I think yesterday, I think there were people running with the idea that maybe you trade for Ben Rortvedt to try to maybe have him be Will Smith's backup, and then you move rushing for a Quan or a Duran or a Miller or whatever big name you wanted to trade for out there. But the minute that move was made for Fiducia, it told me that rushing was rock solid and was not going to be traded. And the reason for that is it's very difficult to build chemistry with the staff on the fly during the season. And if Will Smith went down, could you imagine just where this team would be with all these talented pitchers? It would be a nightmare scenario. So you got to keep rushing and you got to keep Will Smith. And if you're going to move rushing, it'd be in the offseason. But I think that was pretty apparent there. But let's go to more super chats here. 499. Can we put the bat signal out for Gratterall? Yeah, we're going to talk about, we're going to lay it out. Like I said, you look at where they're at. They have talented arms. They have enough talent to win the World Series with their bullpen. They absolutely do. Last year they had guys like Rick Honeywell and Landon Knack making appearances during the postseason. This year, there's a lot of question marks, no doubt about it. But the way I see it is this. Okay, they have 13 spots for pitchers. 0 is for Shohei Ohtani. He doesn't count against the roster. But you got Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Yamamoto, Kershaw. That's 4. Trinan, Scott, Vesey, Yates. You're up to 8. Kopech, Stewart. That's 10. You got 3 spots for Brusdar Gratterall, Anthony Bonda, Emmet Sheehan, Robleski, Kasperius, Sasaki, Dreyer, and Gervais. Those guys. And I think you can lock in an 11th one there with Emmet Sheehan. So that means you got 2 spots for Gratterall, Banda. And I think Banda is pitch better. Gratterall is their guy if he's healthy. So, look, the big key is going to be, can these guys find a way for 1 year? For 1 year, can we just have that year where the pitching is healthy and at their best the time the postseason rolls around? But Lawrence Butler is a future stud in the outfield. We need to acquire Ninja Squirrel 30. I actually hung out with that dude at the All-Star break. We watched the home run derby together. It was kind of cool. He was kind of like, I said a few things to him. He was kind of laughing. And then I said a couple more things to him. And finally he's like, hey man, if you're going to keep talking to me, can you introduce yourself? And I was like, yeah, man, what's up? Man, Dodgers. You know what I mean? But he's a cool dude. He's wearing those. Have you seen those? No, they're like Converse. They look like Converse, but the platform is like this thick and like goes like outside the shoe. You have any idea?
The Rick Owens?
Probably. Yeah, like he was wearing some. I was like, dude. I was like, bro, where'd you get your Chucks? He's like, these aren't Chucks. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, they're definitely Rick Owens.
Oh yeah. I felt like
if they get like offended that you're saying like Chucks or Converse, then it's
yeah. I was like, bro, those Chucks are fire. It's like Chucks. I dropped a couple, but I got dropped bands on. I was okay, all right. My bad. Right. Thomas Burry, 5680. $2 super chat. Padres won. Dodgers lost the deadline. I'm pissed. I haven't even gotten to the Padres yet. I am going to. Trust me. BL Boyd. DMAC, this makes it very hard for us to avoid the wild card round. Ninja Squirrel 30. Lawrence Butler. We got to NH Danda List 2681. Tanner Scott was lights out last postseason against us, and he can be again when he comes back. That's important, right? Part of the acquisitions that they're getting is guys coming back. And sure, rooting for your guys to get healthy and stay healthy is not necessarily a strategy. But when you invest that much into your roster in the offseason, you can't pull the plug on it 5 months into the year. It's just unrealistic. But any confirmation, Noel, that they're done?
No, there's not been a tweet saying they're done yet.
Okay.
We're at 21 minutes.
Well, Jeff Passan did say that was fun. So that's a little bit of a tell, I guess. Mm-hmm. Right? Let's see. Anything else? I'm waiting for like a local. You know what I mean? Like a Jack Harris.
Yeah. Saying like
a Fabian.
Half confirmation Dodgers are done. Definitely feels like it.
Let's see. The Dodgers are taking the Guardian. I'm curious. I think if like you could pay like $20 to get some information right now, I would just want to know what it would have required to get Stephen Kwan, just so I can feel better about it.
Yeah.
Because if they said Dalton Rushing and DePaula, Dalton Rushing, Hope in Jackson Fair, because he's a guy that surplus wise, he has a lot of value, all-star bat, multiple years of team control, best arm in the game, great defense. It could have cost a king's ransom to get someone. I just want to know it would.
Yeah, because you had the report too where that came out with what the Padres offered for Duran. And,
yes.
So that gave us the idea like, oh, well, we know what the Dodgers are going to have to offer for him. So like if something similar came out for Kwan, that would be good.
Yeah, absolutely. They said no to Salas, who was an extremely highly ranked catcher, and they were clearly hell-bent on trying to add him. They weren't able to. 499 hoping for miracle production on Kopech and Sasaki down the line today. So I like that you bring that up. I'm going to give you a nice let's go Dodgers for that. And I like that you bring up the upside plays that they do have. Like the guys that they do have aren't guys that like throw 93 and rely on ground balls, right? We're talking about a Kopech who has thrown 102 with the Dodgers uniform on. Roki Sasaki, who has a forkball that's absolutely world-class that has thrown triple digits. Who knows? Bobby Miller, if he can find something as a reliever, he could be someone that you kind of look at, right? Michael Kopech was a failed starter, great reliever. Andrew Miller, failed starter, great reliever. That's the process. And the truth is, when you got stuff, you got a chance. We got the $4.99 meet in the left field pavilion bathroom and cross streams with Bruised-R. We need to put our bazookas tog either for luck. Okay, that's a bruh.
That's a double, bro.
That's a major bruh. Like, what are you? Pocket rude boy. Bruh. Like, it's 3:23 in the afternoon on a Thursday, and you're talking crazy like that. But let's see some more trade deadline reactions. I definitely want to talk more about Alex Call. Definitely want to talk more about what the Padres did. And yeah, we'll try to bring some. Yeah, Dustin May, kind of the big deadline deal for the Dodgers was it did feel like for a second maybe Dustin May was going to survive that deadline. D May is gone. Dustin May is on the Boston Red Sox, and it is going to be a situation where if the Dodgers, that's a long, give me that, copy and paste that long one, dude. Someone wrote their senior thesis. That is very long.
That's coming from Facebook.
My goodness.
Yeah,
that is long.
Sometimes people spam that.
Man, that was
that exact message. I've seen that before here.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So let's see what else we got. Let's talk some Alex Call. So first and foremost, is there anyone that is upset that they did trade Dustin May? Is there anyone that is upset that Dustin May is gone? Let's talk about that. Dustin May, because Dustin May is gone. No, don't say. People are saying that don't say that in the comments. What were people saying about the throat thing?
The Giants sent Mike Y to the Kansas City Royals.
So the Giants still dealing at the end.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's spam. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, it's a spam message.
Yeah, no. People are crazy. Seeing tweets with Dustin May. Oh, is it a crochet 1-for-1? Come on. All right. But here we go. Got some more. I was actually at Dustin May's very first start at Dodger Stadium back in 2019. I remember thinking to myself, he was so big, that red show flow. I thought that he was going to be a special one, but unfortunately injuries. But he'll always be a World Series champion. Helped him in 2020, that's for sure. D May to the Red Sox. Is anyone upset about it? Let's see down below. Here's the thing. Here's the skinny on Dustin May. Like, the truth is with May, one, he was not going to be back. So this was it for him, right? But we also saw last year when it was it for Walker Buehler, he found a way to help this team on his way out get a World Series. And he kind of had some insurance if you lost any starters down the stretch. And the truth is, the guy made just 20 starts from 2021 to 2024. This year, he was healthy. He was one of just 6 Dodgers to stay on the team after making that opening day roster to avoid the IL. But the results, no. 4.85 ERA, 4.88 expected ERA, 19 starts this season, and then 18 starts, 19 games total. Did make an appearance, of course, coming back off after Shohei Ohtani made the start. 97 strikeouts, but 43 walks and 104 innings of work. The first portion of the season was hovering around 4.09 ERA, first third of the season. But second, he's got a 5.57 ERA. It's been north of 5 for a while now. and you're just looking at a guy that a 12% strikeout to walk rate. I mean, that's 52 out of 82 pitchers that have gone at least 100 innings. So, I mean, I'm happy for the guy. 104 innings, that's double his career high. And the fact that he's been able to stay healthy, but we know the writing was on the wall when Glasnow came back. Snell coming back this week, and Emmet Sheehan continuing to get better. But yeah, like I said, like I've been telling you for months, he was this year's version of James Paxton, and they both get traded to the same team. And a little coincidence there that he's traded to the team that he made his last start against as a Dodger. But yeah, I mean, James Tibbs, I mean, what we got on him so far, 13th overall pick in the 2024 draft by the San Francisco Giants. The Giants included him in the Rafael Devers trade to Beantown back in June. And this year, hitting 246, slugging 478. He's hit 12 bombs in 57 games for High A Eugene. And after he was traded, they promoted him to Double A, where he's hitting 205 in 29 games. So don't expect too much, but you get something. You definitely will get something. But this trade deadline, I think it's underwhelming for a lot of Dodgers fans. I think a lot of Dodgers fans, they not only wanted bigger names, but they've seen the Padres make the big trades for the big names. And the fact that the Padres all of a sudden are just 3 games back of the Dodgers in the division, I think that is something that is compounding things. Dodgers like, wait a second. Padres are on our heels and they're making bigger moves. Yeah. But ask yourself this. Yes, they got Mason Miller. Yes, they got Ryan O'Hearn. Yes, you got Ramon Laureano. Yes, you made moves. Ask yourself this. For all the trades that AJ Preller made, for all those moves that he made, if you went to AJ Preller and said, hey, would you be willing to trade your entire roster? Tatis Jr., Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado, Suarez, Cease, King, trade your whole roster for the Dodgers roster? AJ Preller would load all those Padres into a big bus and drive them up the 5 to LA, and you would flip it. So let's not get it twisted. For all the moves that the Padres made, and look, I don't know if AJ Preller is the best at baseball. I don't know if he's even great at baseball. I think he makes some very, very bold moves that keeps his team into contention. I don't know if he's necessarily great at baseball, like Andrew Friedman is great at baseball, but I know that he's great for baseball. Okay? I know that AJ Preller is great for baseball because now we look at the home stretch, Dodgers, Padres, they're chasing them. They want to try to slay that dragon. A lot of teams would say, you know what, screw that. We'll wait till Freddie's out of his prime. We'll wait till Mookie's out of his prime. We'll wait till Shohei slows down, and then we'll make our run. But I think for the Padres, you got Tatis, you got Machado, you got Xander Bogaerts, you got a very hungry franchise that is really, really hell-bent on getting that first World Series title. So I think that was kind of the impetus for that. But let's not get it twisted. I mean, they made moves to try to go at the Dodgers. Like, this was very Dodgers related. There's no doubt about it in my mind that this was 100% not just, I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, look at what he's traded away. Mackenzie Gore, CJ Abrams, James Wood, Harlan Susanna, Robert Hassell, Braden Nett, Nunez, I mean, DeVries, Snelling. I mean, in return, you got Mason Miller, Sears, Michael King, and at the end of the day, he has not won that World Series. So we'll see how it works out for them. I still like the Dodgers against them. Let's see what else we got. This is from Jeff Passan, tweet out just seconds ago. As Buster only said during the trade deadline show, the Minnesota Twins included $33 million in cash to help cover the remaining $104 million that is remaining in Carlos Correa that he's owed for the remainder of his contract. Wow. So the Twins, they're saying, let's move on from Carlos Correa and we'll include money to pay you for that. That was the shocker to me. We're going to start ranking stuff. We're going to break some stuff down. But as far as the moves that you might have not seen come in, Carlos Correa gets dealt. I mean, the Twins are smart. I mean, they're cashing in on some of these pieces. They are thinking about the future. But Carlos Correa was a guy that they had brought back a couple times, right? And you were hoping that, hey, maybe he goes down with like Byron Buxton as, Byron Buxton as one of these kind of like iconic names in your franchise's history, but he gets moved. So, yeah, the fact that he's back with the Astros, man. I mean, that's just pretty crazy. And you know what's crazy? He's going to go to the Astros and he's going to be pretty good. He really is. He really is good. Wait, I think 23 skid, dude, that's a tired argument, D-Mac. You're going to have to be a little more specific. You're going to have to use some more sentences there to be a little more specific. If you're talking about the Dodgers roster being the better than the Padres roster, if it's that, let me know and I can go deeper. We can go deeper as the Mariana Trench here. Don't gaslight us, D-Mac. Look, I mean, you guys do realize you're talking to the same guy that pounded his fist on this table saying there is no next season. I wanted the Dodgers to go bigger. I'm going to be honest with you. Just because they got the prospect capital to do it, you have a roster that has win now, that's only getting older, that has a chance to do something absolutely special. But yeah, there's no doubt about it that I was hoping that the Dodgers would add some of the names that you wanted, the Stephen Kwans. I mean, even my guy Harrison Bader, it feels like me and Dombrowski were on the same page because Dombrowski got the guys that I was after for the Dodgers in Duran and Harrison Bader. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Carlos Correa going to the Astros? Let me know down below. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation trade deadline special, where the deals the Dodgers made still address needs. You got an arm, you got an outfielder, and you got rid of Dustin May. But you wanted some more fireworks. It's understandable. But at the very least, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like show us your Tudor watch. It doesn't look like he's getting traded. So that's another thing too. We stole Tibbs. I like Tibbs as a prospect for Dustin May is insane. Like basically, this is the equivalent of you leaving your couch outside of your house and having a free couch sign on it. And then someone takes the free couch but leaves like $1,000, right? That's what it's like getting Tibbs for Dustin May. You have a GOAT on your roster and they might change the rules in 2 seasons. Go get it done. Noel, I've been mentioning on that show, right? Is not only do you have a roster built to win, you also have uncertainty. You have so much uncertainty about the future with the CBA and a potential lockout. And remember we had Stan Kasten on the show in the offseason just kind of talking about that. At some point, they're going to see what the Dodgers do. And the fact that Mets, Dodgers, big-time clubs feel like they can just throw money at anyone and they can pay the penalty. If there is a salary floor, if there is other ways to help teams and incentivize players to sign with other teams, it might not be the best for the Dodgers. That's another reason why, yeah, absolutely. Okay, we got Altuve told him to bring his trash can from 23, Skidoo 46. That's a fire. That's a nice finish. Him. That's a nice finish. Him. Yeah, Carlos. Honestly, that is going to be. Why couldn't this have happened before they played the Dodgers? Yeah, that would have been absolutely beautiful.
The funny part was yesterday when they asked Correa about it, you could see that like when he was saying like, oh, he's like, I'm focused where I'm at right now. He was trying so hard not to smile.
Like, was he?
He already knew something was cooking. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
That was the crazy part. I was like, man, he knows.
I mean, the crazy thing is like, it's, you got to answer the questions again. You know what I mean? You got to kind of answer the questions again. I mean, is the trash can going to pick him up at the airport?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, is it, if the numbers go way up like right away? Cause I mean, right now, Carlos Correa not having like the best year, but what if those numbers skyrocket again, hitting some deep balls into the Crawford boxes? You're going to start to kind of wonder, oh, what's going on? Even though it's probably not going to be true. Right. It's going to kind of unleash some trauma, and those wounds are going to kind of open up again for any of the fan bases that deal with it. We got But yeah, I mean,
It's funny too, because when you ask like the players and the team and stuff, everybody's like, oh, it's not the same team anymore, not the same roster. So him going back is like, that was like the big name on there that was part of it, you know?
No, absolutely. Like if you were to pick any of the guys to go back to kind of get things fired up again, Carlos Correa would be right at the top of that list. So look, that was my preseason prediction for the Dodgers World Series opponent. I wanted it bad then. I want it even worse now. I mean, I think that would be absolute cinema if you can find a way to get that matchup once again. A $10 super chat. D-Mac, you said the Dodgers need to go all in this year, but it looks like SD took your advice instead, and the Dodgers said we went Christmas shopping earlier and no more buying from that wish list. Yeah, I mean, I kind of did say something similar to that yesterday. Yeah, they did their Christmas shopping early, and they clearly did not want to go crazy this time around. And look, I mean, you just look at I'm curious to see what was the deal with Pete Fairbanks. I mean, Pete Fairbanks was kind of one of the top level guys that still was on the board that was drawing interest from multiple teams, including the Dodgers, that ultimately was not traded. So there was also interest in Shane Bieber. But it looks like right now, going through MLB trade rumors, Phillies acquire Matt Manning, Astros acquire Jesus Sanchez. So it's another team that is adding, and Jesus Sanchez, a name we've talked about. Shelby Miller, another name that you're familiar with because of his time with the Dodgers. He goes to the Brewers. So the Brewers get Shelby Miller and Jordan Montgomery. Yankees, they get Camilo Doval. The Rays get Adrian Hauser for Curtis Mead and pitching prospects. But the Carlos Correa one, I'm trying to look at this package a little bit. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Bob Nightingale was the first guy to suggest the idea. So for anyone that says Bob Nightingale doesn't know what's up. But yeah, $103.4 million left on that contract through 2028. And they're going to throw down $33 million of that. That's how the Astros have been getting guys. I mean, the Cardinals were going to include a lot of money if they traded Arenado to them in the offseason, but Arenado didn't want to go there. So, geez, I'm calling it now. Like it's going to be Astros Dodgers. I really can feel it. I really, and that you thought those boos were bad in a Twins uniform. That's going to go up a million more decibels when he comes back. I mean, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. Anything that you see Dodgers fans saying about this, Noel?
Yeah, no, everybody. I mean, the immediate thought that I thought and I saw people saying was they got to get Joe Kelly back now. Gotta match that off. But yeah, it's I feel like once the reports started coming out that there was interest on both ends, a lot of Dodgers fans kind of saw it coming. You know, especially because he said that was the only team he would waive his no trade clause for. So he was telling Altuve and his friends on the team. So it just felt like it was about to happen.
Yeah, I think that was the kind of the big kicker there. Anytime you have any type of leverage, then you can force your way and go to an organization where you want to feel comfortable too. I mean,
it also looks like a Red Sox reporter. He is saying that the Red Sox also sent Zach Earhart to the Dodgers for May.
So you're getting another prospect on top of Tibbs. I mean, that's beautiful. Absolutely. By the way, can we get Alex Cora from the Red Sox to the Astros? Want to put AJ Hinch? Just get the band back together. We got some more down below. We're going to take a look at that. Doug's a closet Trastros fan. He roots for them harder than their own fans. I don't know where you would get that from. I've kind of like honestly made my brand on hating the Astros early on, the Trastros, the Trastricks. And I will throw you a bone in that for the Astros to get to the World Series, you have to root for them to win the ALDS and the ALCS. And for me, I always want what's best for baseball. Last year, I wanted Dodgers Yankees. We got that. That was what's best for baseball. I think this year, as far as eyeballs go, and also too, just my mental health, just getting that stink from that championship, getting that nastiness out of your mind, that would be so therapeutic. It'd be the most cathartic World Series win in history. And that's what I want to see. The truth is, Dodgers, Yankees, if they faced off again, it'd be cool. New York, LA, Dodgers, Trastros with Correa back, the ratings would be up big time and it'd be must-see TV. I absolutely would just jump for joy if we get that series. We got Thomas Burry, $56.85. Every time I hear D-Mac's voice, I feel a pulse deep inside me. I wish I had something else inside me. You don't have to read this. LOL. I can't even explain that. I respect it though. I respect Thomas. I'm gonna give you a signed 8x10. I got you. Can someone explain? All right, that pulse was
disclaimer. I put that part at the end. You didn't put that.
Oh, you put that?
I was trying to tell you.
You put that. Oh, my bad. You don't have to read. My bad. Well, okay. If it's a little sus, Noel kind of like, sets me up just in case. Esteban, I'll take Max Muncy over the bats the Padres got. Yeah, another great example where, the trade deadline's fun. It truly is. It's one of the great days in sports every year. There's just so much buzz, so much excitement. Rosters changing. We kind of know what not only the Dodgers do they know what they have, they know what they're up against. But hey, this is a really, really talented roster that you'd put up with any team in Major League Baseball if they're healthy. And I got some comments down below for sure. We got Beer Salmon Altuve picking up Correa at the airport in his Fisher Price car. Wow. The Labubu Altuve. Mr. Honey Kush 760. Holy ish. You've been talking about Alex Correa for 10 minutes, bro. I mean, we're just going through all the deals, to be honest with you. I mean, we can keep going back and let's refocus on what the Dodgers did, and we'll rank them as far as significance. And you look at Alex Call. Well, we'll start with Alex Call just because he is the latest move they made. We did a full show on Brock Stewart, but I look at this move and I understand the disappointment. I see it down below in the chat. You guys wanted bigger names. And don't kid yourself. Like, I would love Jarren Duran, the Dodgers too. I would love Stephen Kwan, the Dodgers too. I would have been really excited about Harrison Bader, but the truth is Alex Call is a lot closer to Stephen Kwan than a lot of other players that kind of changed teams this deadline, and you didn't have to gut the top part of your farm system. Let's start with the numbers. What do they tell us on Alex Call? This season, Call's hitting 274, 371 on base, 386 slug, 118 weighted runs created plus, 3 home runs, 9 doubles, 2 triples, 72 games this season. In his career, he's been above average bat. 110 weighted runs created plus, hitting 263, 346 on base, 405 slug. Also, he's better against lefties than he is righties. This year against lefties, 24% above league average. So Call is someone that you could have as a platoon bat with Michael Conforto. So if Michael Conforto, batting from the left side, can continue the success that he's had, and I don't get people in the comments saying Michael Con O for Fordo, and he's producing, taking his walks, not making misplays in left, well, Call is someone you could potentially platoon him with, and you're getting a bat that is 24% above league average against lefties. So he's a natural platoon fit with Michael Conforto, and he's mainly been a corner outfielder. He's got 3 outs above average in right field. He started 85 games in center field in his 4 big league seasons. He's also just kind of moved around, and he is under team control is an interesting thing too. He's 30 years old. He's arbitration eligible. He's a Super 2 guy, a Super 2 player. So he has 2 option years remaining. He's just used the 1 option year in 2024. And that's the guy they brought in. So is this an all-star, superstar? No, but it could be a well above average bat batting from the right side when you get a lefty on the mound. So I look at Conforto and Call, and I combine them as a player, and then I feel good about that, and I feel better about that. And then Andy Pages, if the bat keeps up, if the defense continues to get better with experience, and look, Teo's going to be in right. So this team is what it is. The team that just won a World Series less than a year ago. And I think a lot of this kind of comes from, like a lot of guys have had down years this year. And that's kind of the big thing too. I mean, is it a kick in the nuts because of what the Padres did? I don't really think so. I really don't. I mean, I always thought the Padres were going to go super huge. I always know that AJ Preller is going to be a ultra aggressive, but I also too know that AJ Preller didn't get Blake Snell in the offseason. AJ Preller didn't sign Shohei Ohtani in the offseason or Freddie Freeman in the offseason or trade for Mookie Betts and sign him in the offseason or get Tanner Scott in the offseason. I mean, look, that's just, there's two ways of doing things. There really is. And Preller, he does his damage during the year at the trade deadline. Andrew Friedman, he does his damage. He does his shopping in the off seasons. Which guy has 2 World Series titles, though? It's the guy who runs the Dodgers. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. And yeah, trust me, would I be doing shoeies right now? Like 3 of them? If we got Mason Miller? For sure. Would I be going crazy? I would. Is that what I wanted? A top-level guy? I did. But let's talk about Brock Stewart next, though. Because a lot of these... So what you need to know about the guys they added are they're underrated guys, high-value guys, quality guys that you did not have to include premium prospects for that can do a lot of the things on a comparable level to the guys that you wanted. Like, I'm not going to call Alex Call Timu Stephen Kwan. I'm not going to call Brock Stewart Timu Ryan Helsley or Wish.com David Bednar, right? I'm not here to do that. What I am here to do is to tell you that when you look at their numbers, when you look at what they gave up, when you look at their contract situations, it's very obvious why the Dodgers ended up with these guys that they ended up with today based on how that market was playing out. Brock Stewart, we've talked about him. He's someone that brings a lot to the table as well. It's just about health. I mean, you look at his stuff side by side to Mason Miller, and it's pretty close, but it's very different. But the fact that it's even a conversation is interesting. And then look, James Outman, he's gone. He's on the Twins, getting another opportunity. So my deadline grade for this deadline grade, when you look at what the competition got, when you look at what was available, when you look at the existing roster, I think the question I have is, did the guys you brought in, did the guys that you acquired, will they have a really good chance of making the postseason roster? The answer to that, yes. If Brock Stewart is healthy, if he pitches the way he has all season, where he's been a 2.38 ERA guy and has struck out almost 30% of the batters that he's faced, that he's only blown 1 lead all year, if Brock Stewart does 2025 Brock Stewart things, he's a lock to make this postseason bullpen. So the truth is, for as talented as this roster already is, even if guys get healthy and they're performing at the levels that we've seen them do when they're right, even with all that, Brock Stewart will be a lock to make this postseason roster. So that already in and of itself tells you that they traded for some quality and they gave James Outman, a guy that was not a part of their future, did not have to tap into a premium prospect. So there's my thought on that. And then Alex Call. Will Alex Call make the postseason roster? I just told you, a 124 weighted runs created plus when he is facing left-handed pitchers. Michael Conforto, over the last month, has improved. An OPS north of 8, right? 840 OPS, something in that range where the production has been better. So in the aggregate, those two players combined, you can't get an above average outfield. Also, defensively, he's a plus as well. Will Alex Call make the postseason roster if he performs the way he has all year? The answer is yes. So the truth is, for as talented as this $400 million Dodgers roster is, that's headlined by some of the best players in the game, MVPs, future Hall of Famers, perennial All-Stars, greatest player to walk the earth, Superman in baseball, cleat Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, list goes on and on. For as talented as this roster is, even when they're at 100% health, they did trade for 2 guys today that will crack that 26-man postseason roster, right? So sure, they did not operate at the top of the market. They did not get those guys. but they did get guys that, based on their current roster, will make the postseason roster if everything goes right, without having to pay ridiculous above sticker prices to get absolutely fleeced. When, here's the thing, I'm not a prospect hugger. I'm not. Like, you guys know me. I coined the phrase parades over prospects, and prospects are suspects. We understand that, right? But you can get the most out of your prospects when you make off-season trades. And the truth is that their off-season last year, the player acquisitions, that was through spending. Big contracts for Snell, Scott, bringing Teo back, getting Kirby Yates, getting Blake Trinan back, sign extension for Tom Yem. I mean, they kind of opened the pocketbook up. But you use this year and then you look at the offseason, that's when you would want to trade a Dalton Rushing. That's what you want to trade for maybe a center fielder possibly, right? So I think that is kind of where I'm at. So as far as overall grade for this deadline, I'm going to give it a B-. B- for this deadline because they got players that can provide C+, B- results, A-level production when it's right. An A deadline for me would have been Duran, Kwan, Miller, Bader, right? Like those types of names. So anything outside of that, you're ultimately in the B range. And then I think this is kind of on the lower level of the B range. So I think sensibly, it's B-. It really is. It's a B- deadline. If you want to kind of be Michelada half empty, right? You could say it's a C+. But I think you take everything into consideration. Your current roster, what you had to give up. You don't want to pay hotel minibar prices. And you got guys like, I think it's tough when you get blindsided. Like everyone always has these moments when the Dodgers don't bring in the top name available at the deadline and they get blindsided because they're not familiar with the name. But go look at Alex Call's numbers. Go look at Brock Stewart's numbers and compare them to some of the guys you wanted. And you're going to be like, hey, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you get what you need, right? So let me know down below. What is your ultimate grade? B-. Do you want to get on this, Noel? Do you want to get on the grading? It's up to you.
On the grading?
On the grading. Yeah, I mean, do you see my reasoning though? Like,
yeah, I did.
Like my reasoning in this is like, yeah, like trust me, bro. Like I would be doing I would probably be shirtless right now, pouring beer from shoes onto my body if they traded for Mason Miller, Duran, or Jaron Duran, or Stephen Kwan, the guys that we wanted, right? The guys that those big guys.
No, but for sure.
My big issue would be this: like, if I looked at Alex Call's numbers and I'm like, well, he's crappy against lefties. He's not a great glove at all. And Conforto is just better, this and that. I'd be like, oh, like why bring in a guy that's not going to be the postseason roster? I think all these guys that they brought in have the potential to make a roster that has widely been considered to be the best roster in baseball when they're right. So that's kind of my logic behind that. Big sexy names, no, but hey, you sometimes 4 quarters is better than a dollar bill type thing,
I would say because of all the names they were linked to and all like the needs that we see with the struggles over the past 2 months, and because of teams like the Padres, the Phillies, the Mets getting better, I'm going to go with a C-, barely passing, in my opinion, until we see what their additions do, moving forward after this deadline, moving forward into this August. But I'm going to go with C-, just passing. They could fall. We could look back and it'll fall to D, or it could go up to B or A, but.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like your grade at the midterm is not your grade at the final. And a lot of it has to do with what the Dodgers do as far as development with these players when they get them in their building, right? I mean, like I was talking about, you get a dirty car, but you drive to the Dodgers car wash, you clean some things up, and things look a little different. But now let's go to all you guys. We're going to read comments. We got a lot of disappointed Dodgers fans. It feels like, it kind of feels like, it's Christmas and like you didn't get the Nintendo 64 or the PS5 and then you go out and like your neighbor did. You know what I mean?
No, that's a great, it's like we both said, because we see what the Padres are doing, what the Mets are doing, what the Phillies are doing, it makes us a little more envious.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh, wait, shout out to my mom. I was a kid at the PS5. The neighbor was pissed at me. I'm just saying. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go out, you're like, damn, he's got the skateboard. He got the Jordans. He's got the N64, you know? And you know what I mean? It's like, and I got like a Furby or something. It's like, Tickle Me Elmo. Like, it's like your neighbor got all the big stuff. But then it's like, dude, like, you already kind of had all that stuff.
Yeah, and Friedman did say before that he didn't want to be doing this. He
did. That's the thing, too. It's like, Friedman's like, bro, like, did you listen to what I said? Did you listen to what I said? But let's go down below in the comment section, guys. I want to hear from you. What is your grade for the Dodgers trade deadline moves? I'm at B-. Let
me pull the super chat to the top for you.
I'm at B-, and I'm going to get Friedman on this show. I know we will. D-Mac, I don't think you can grade it until the season ends. You can't grade it until the season ends. But you know what, though? You can give it the midterm. Right? I mean, you can give it you have quizzes and projects during a quarter and a semester. And I still think you have to look at this as ask yourself this question. Did the Dodgers roster get better today? It did. Was it marginally better? Will these guys make a massive impact? Will the Dodgers win or lose in the postseason because the guys they picked up today? Maybe not. Probably not. The Dodgers will win or lose the World Series based on their stars staying healthy and performing at the level that they're capable of. But still, they had a chance to make this team better today, and they absolutely did. And you freed 3 guys. I mean, I think one of the themes, too, one of the storylines of this deadline is the Dodgers, they're showing at this point that, hey, when guys are blocked in this organization, we're going to free them, right? James Allen to the Twins, Hunter Fiducia last night to the Rays, Dustin May to the Red Sox. They're going to give guys opportunities with other organizations. We got Yang Yi. How many current Dodgers players are homegrown? Dodgers don't need to stack prospects. They need to get elite players to build a dynasty. Yeah, I mean, that's fair for sure. But I think when you look at the massive swing big moves, the fact that they didn't need a starting pitcher, the fact that there wasn't really many that really like moved me, you would have had to trade Dalton Rushing for Jarren Duran, Dalton Rushing for Mason Miller. And then if Will Smith goes down, your catcher situation is just completely blown up, right? So, I mean, look, you did move off Austin Barnes. I just think that maximum value is going to come in the offseason. We got the D-Mac, Adrian Gonzalez, 199. Oh, 1999. I like it. By the way, we got 2,000. We got 2,000 live, looks like, right?
2,000 live.
2K, baby. Hey, man, we got a beer. Man, I might do a shoey. I don't feel like it, but D-Mac.
I'll go get you one, Doug.
Do we got anything?
Say the word.
No, man.
I got one for you if you need it. I'll keep them on deck for you.
Man, these are kind of like...
we need vibes of it. You might need to do them.
I might need... These are kind of like new 4s. I got the 4 game on... These are kind of the new cements.
Rob when he comes back.
D-Mac, stop the cap with a B grade. I didn't say... Wait. There's a big difference between a B and a B minus. Okay? There's a B... I'm at like C plus B minus. Like that's right. C plus B minus. Like right there. I'm grading up just because I'm trying to get Andrew Friedman on the show. Okay, let's be honest. Next week, but like, that's right. C plus B minus, and I gave it like I didn't just say it. I planted my flag. I stood on business. Is that not clocking to you? No, I stood on business, and I explained myself why. Because the 2 guys they brought in most likely will be a part of this team's postseason roster if they perform at the level they have. And that's the biggest reason why. But let's read the whole thing. D-Mac, stop the cap with the B grade. May is a better arm than Brock out of the bullpen. Right there, could not disagree more. Go look at Brock Stewart's numbers. A 2.38 ERA. Dustin May is giving up 16 home runs. Can you imagine if it's like the 7th or 8th inning in the NLDS and Dustin May goes out there, he hangs a sweeper, and Manny Machado hits one into the stands? No. Dustin May in the postseason out of the bullpen was a non-starter for me. Now, Dustin May as a starter after guys got down that you kept as depth, then fine. But Adrian Gonzalez, D-Max off the cap, May is a better arm than Brock out of the bullpen. Disagree. First, don't agree with at all that Alex Call making along the playoff roster. This team is struggling so bad. new blood was needed in the clubhouse. I think one thing that we have to point out too is the fact that Michael Ford has turned it around. Had he not turned it around, maybe they're more desperate for a Stephen Kwan. We got to a 12-hour nap. Do you know how much fungus and bacteria is inside your shoe? Yeah, I definitely clean it out. But Nick Rios, 28-28, keep it 100. Most disappointing trade deadline in the Friedman era, C and C-. I disagree. I would say that 2023 was much more disappointing. Look at 2023. You bring in Joe Kelly, who was really good, but then you also brought in Lance Lynn, who just gave up another home run. And you look at that year, Ahmed Rosario, and that was a team that actually needed reinforcements. And you could have traded Bobby Miller for Dylan Cease. Bobby Miller right now is looking like a guy that is either going to be a bust or a bullpen piece. So that's your example there. This year does not have as many glaring needs as that team. And they still, I think, were able to add guys that have more upside. Ken Ticker is 75, $5. Remember how he picked up Muncy, bargain bin buying him as he was about to play in Korea? Call might be the Edmund trade of last year. You never know. I mean, who knows? That's a great point. I mean, offensively, he actually has been a little more above average. Omar Bravo, 44, 75, 499. Let's take a small break on deadlines. Has anyone seen the new Dodgers celebration? I know Teo and Mookie have done it. Anyone know its origins? I'm shocked no one's asked anything yet, Noel. That's why we need to just take a flight out to Tampa Bay, because it looks like they're doing the Shaka, right? Or was it?
Yeah, that's what I was noticing too. Yeah, like I saw, like Will did it yesterday. He was kind of like,
what is it?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing.
Wait, so what's this?
I've seen Teo and Miggy. Do you know what I was thinking? You know when Shohei is getting the bottle of spray, he's shaking it. At first, I thought they were maybe mimicking him, but
interesting.
Because I'll pull up a video in a little bit. I have a video of it.
Interesting.
And then we could.
Yeah, a lot of people are starting to talk about it. I mean, I think that I like the Ohtani thing. Yeah. Look, no, I see you guys down below. I mean, think about this. Blake Snell's come back this week. That's the deadline trade, right? I mean, you're getting the best starting pitcher in the second half in Major League Baseball history. I mean, let's just be honest, man. We're a little spoiled here in Dodgerland, and I include myself in that. But those are the moves they made. Let's do some more comments here. And yeah, I mean, when Alex Call is the 2025 NLCS MVP, you guys are going to put some respect on his name. I think it's just the fact that there's no one random in this organization. If the Dodgers like you, there is very specific reasons as to why. Going to try to reach out to some Nationals reporters to get even more info on him. But I mean, against lefties, against left-handed pitching, he's hitting 314, an 802 OPS. He's going to get on base and he's going to hit against lefties. And then Conforto is going to hit righties. And then they're going to get some production from that spot. But you want to run that?
I got it for you, D-Mac, right here.
Okay, so it doesn't do it for me. That's got to be like, first of all, is it sus level kind of? Or
that's what I was wondering too.
Yeah. This was like way behind all the sellies for me.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, guys in the chat, let us know what you think of this. I'll play it one more time.
Any theories to
yeah, you're right. It looks like he's like this. Like he has this. So yeah, it's not sus. It's
exactly.
It's not closed.
Exactly. So I see the frustration. Of fans out there. D-Mac no longer has Dustin May to love bomb. What? Huh? What? D-Mac got 10 toes, not one missing. So he gonna stand on business.
Amaya Papaya.
Wadib. Dollar Tree Dodgers. The Dollar Tree Dodgers. You mean the team? And this is hilarious. They're spending $400 million on this roster. You got to be out of your mind to say that. I love how everything's changed too. Wait, so I guess apparently the Dodgers aren't ruining baseball anymore. Breaking news. This is why fans need to cheer and shut up. D-Mac, since the Dodgers didn't make any huge moves, the fans get tortas. That's for Brianna Rochelle. Brianna, I was thinking about you, and I'm working on we're going to do that pack. Yeah, we're going to do the $300 pack.
Pack opening. The
pack opening. It's going to be fun. Maybe by tomorrow we can do it. D-Mac wait for Brock Stewart to give up a bunch of home runs and get knocked around. he is garbage. I mean, if Brock Stewart is closing games for you, then a lot of other things went wrong. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, I mean, only time will tell. D-Mac, Dustin May, like an old couch. I mean, I just said, like, Kike injury must be serious from Dax. We got Kerry. Remember the start of the season, you all cried out to get rid of Max Muncy. Look at him now. And he's going to be back next week. So, all right, guys, a couple more here. Got a couple thousand of you guys in the chat, but we'll do a live a little later. We're going to try to wrap this up here. Trade deadline special with some more super chats. Adrian Sanchez, 199. D-Mac, we all love Friedman too, but this was a C-. If you want to say it was a C-, I'm not going to yell at you and tell you that was a trash take or anything like that. You could say C- if you wanted to, but Steven Kwan did not get traded, right? He didn't. Jarren Duran did not get traded, right? But if you want to say it was like a C-, fine, I can live with that. I think it's really a C+ B- in that range. I think we're that. Every time D-Mac talks about Conforto, you see a little twinkle in his eyes on that Conforto train. I mean, so we're just going to forget the fact that he's actually been hitting this month. I mean, let's just be honest here. He's an even cheaper Steven Kwan, Los Doyers. We go Kopech, Snell, and Muncy coming back. Okay, platoon. LMAO, what have the Padres done? So you think just because the Padres bring up their little postseason wins against us as equivalent? Yeah, the Padres, hang year, we got Mason Miller. Padres, hang year, we won the 2025 MLB trade deadline banner. We won the trade deadline parade. And we'll see when the Dodgers celebrate the real parade, which is late October, early November. Luna Piana, Friedman is gambling hard on the guys coming back. Dumb thing to do given the propensity of his injuries. That's true. But the truth to that as well is that they do have more depth than they have when they've been waiting for guys coming back in the past. There just is more guys. There is. That's a bruh, Selly.
Bruh.
I think for me, I'm not saying they got an A. I mean, C+, B-. I mean, D-Mac, we all love Friedman too. Okay, I love it. Friedman basically broke his apron and spatula. All right, guys, I give him like a C. There's some only good vibes. I mean, an F would be if they didn't trade for any reliever or get any outfielder. A D would be if they traded for guys that were unlikely to make this team. A C would be if they traded for average players. Both these guys have had above average seasons. I mean, what are you not seeing? We're gonna break them down. I'm gonna sell you on some of these guys. I mean, I don't think that they're Hall of Famers, but I'm fine with this deadline. I don't love it, but I'm fine with it. I'm not jumping for joy, but it's okay. And like everyone has already mentioned, it's largely predicated on this team getting healthy. I'm a little surprised that they didn't have to give any top prospects and they unloaded guys that they weren't going to keep. So D-Mac, I'm just happy our enemies didn't get Steven Kwan or Jarren Duran. There you go. I'd be pissed if Kwan was traded. If Kwan was traded, I would give this deadline a C-, C, right? Probably a C. Since he didn't, and the guys they got, I think are going to be good-ish for this team, then I think that I'm fine with my grade. Happy birthday, Alex. Maybe Mets Conforto is here. We got Keith Potter, $5. Brock Stewart, John Stewart, Patrick Stewart. Don't matter. Dodgers in 5. LFG. Give you a let's go. Dodgers. There. All right, guys. So we will be back possibly a little later. For sure tomorrow. I like this. N Snafu says D-Mac sounds like a crisis counselor right now. I mean, once Mason Miller and Duran were gone, what did you expect? $2. If they made a good value statue, but nothing sexy, $2. Absolutely. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the trade deadline special. I'm sorry you didn't get Steven Kwan, but I think that we're going to look back at today and this roster is going to be just fine. And it's going to be an exciting battle down the stretch between the Padres. Let's not forget, all the moves that were made today were made because teams are chasing the Dodgers because of the roster they've already put together. But that's going to do it, guys. Thanks again for rocking with us here. Appreciate you guys as always. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. If you want to support the channel, hit the like button. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
coming.